Hello students, this is the last part of series of Telangana budget videos by Shikara Academy. Let's begin. Now, women. Referring to Kalyana, Lakshmi and Shadi Mubarak, Harish Rao, Minister of Finance, said that theirs is the only government in the country which has conducted around 10 lakh marriages of poor girls, and this is a record in welfare sector. So apparently around 10 lakh marriages were conducted under this Kalyana Lakshmi and Shadi Mubarak scheme, and 2,750 crores was allocated under this scheme. Now, what is this scheme? Kalyana Lakshmi scheme or and Shadi Mubarak is a welfare scheme for providing financial assistance for marriages by the government of Telangana for all poor people in the state. Now, under this scheme, they will give an assistance of 1,116 rupees and is aimed at preventing child marriages and support marriage expense for financially distressed families. So any Telangana resident girl over 18 years of age belonging to any community with a combined annual income of her parents not exceeding 2 lakh rupees is eligible for the scheme. Now, apart from this, KCR kits was also given to pregnant women or newly delivered women in order to reduce or improve institutional deliveries in government hospitals, and the institutional deliveries has increased from 30.5% to 56% because of the introduction of this KCR kit program. Now, under what is happening in this scheme? Under this scheme, pregnant women will be provided with financial assistance of 12,000 rupees in 3 phases. In case of a baby girl, an additional 1,000 rupees will be given by the government, and this scheme will provide benefits to pregnant lady for maximum of 2 deliveries. Apart from this 12,000 rupees, a KCR kit will also be delivered to newly delivered mothers. And the KCR kit contains baby oil, soaps useful for mother and children, mosquito net, dresses, handbag, toys for child, diapers, powder, shampoo, saris, towel and napkins, and baby bed. Now, this KCR kit is in addition to the 12,000 rupees provided by the government as financial assistance to improve institutional deliveries in government hospitals. Now, after the success of KCR kits, the government has identified acute problem of anemia among pregnant and lactating mothers in 9 districts. So you need to remember these 9 districts. They are Adilabad, Komrambim Asifabad, Padrachalam Kottagudem, Jaishankar Bhupalpalli, Kamareddy, Vikarabad, Mulugu, Joglamba Gadwal, and Nagar Kannur. So in these 9 districts, the government is planning to provide KCR nutrition kit with all the necessary supplementary nutrition to benefit 1.25 lakh women every year. So this KCR nutrition kit is especially given to pregnant and lactating mothers to improve anemic conditions in the aforementioned 9 districts identified in the state. Coming to food security. Now, they have removed the limit of rice that can be given to an eligible family having white ration card. Every member in the family is entitled to get up to 6 kilogram of rice. Let's say, for example, there is a family of 10 members, then each member will get 6 kg of rice, and in total this family will get 60 kgs of rice, and there is no upper limit in the members of the family is what they are saying in this Telangana newly released Telangana's budget. Say for example, a family has 100 members. I'm just saying this as an example. all 100 members will get 6 kg rice each, and total of 600 kg will be given to that particular family and who has this white ration card. Now the eligibility for a person to get a white ration card is that his or her family's annual income should be below 2 lakh per year in urban areas and below 1.5 lakh in rural areas. Now, insurance to power loom and hand loom workers. Now, an insurance scheme similar to Raitu Bima was introduced, and some assurance of 5 lakhs will be given to these people uh, under power loom and hand loom workers. Apart from providing financial assistance, government also gave the work of producing Batkamma saris to these power loom and handloom workers. Now, what is this Batkamma sari scheme? Now, under the scheme, the saris will be distributed to all women above 18 years of age and holding white ration cards. Apart from weavers, ancillary workers including laborers, hamalis, auto rickshaw drivers and even traders benefit from this Badkamma Sari scheme. The scheme has helped in providing sufficient work to weavers, and their monthly income has doubled from about 8,000 rupees to 16,000 rupees, and in some cases even 20,000 rupees. So the point you need to remember here is the budget allotment or insurance to power loom and handloom workers and the allotment of work in the name of Batkamma saris to these power loom and handloom workers. Now, minority education. The total number of minority residential schools in the state is now 204, and in these institutions 1,14,000 boys and girls are studying. Now, during the last 7 years, an amount of 6,644 crore rupees was spent for the welfare of the minority communities, and the government has established 192 new residential schools for minorities, and 50% of them are for girls. The government has decided to distribute health and hygiene kits to all the girls who are studying in government schools and junior colleges from class 7th upwards. Now, this is what they have said in this budget. The government has decided to distribute health and hygiene kits. Now, this is important to all the girls in government schools and the government junior colleges from class 7 and upwards. Coming to tribal welfare. The Adivasi and Banjara Bhavans in the city of Hyderabad have been taken up with an outlay of 72 crore and are ready for inauguration. Now, across the state, 32 bhavans for Adivasi Girijans are also under construction. Now, this 72 crores is allocated to building Adivasi and Banjara Bhavans in the city of Hyderabad, whereas across the state, 32 bhavans for Adivasi Girijans are under construction. Now, these following points are very, very important from both group 1 and group 2 prelims perspective. Tribal and Adivasi festivals are now government festivals, and Komaram Bhim's Jayanti and the god of Banjaras Sevalal Maharaj's Jayanti are now celebrated as state festivals. So they will give a list of festivals and will ask you to pick up if any of the mentioned festivals is a state festival or not. So in order to answer those questions, you need to remember these points. Tribal and Adivasi festivals are now government festivals, and Komaram Bhim's Jayanti and the god of Banjara Sevalal Maharaj's Jayanti are now celebrated as state festivals. Apart from this, Sammakka Sarakka Jatara is also being celebrated as state Jatara. Now, this point is important here. Under this budget, around 75 crores was allocated to the celebration of Sammakka Sarakka Jatara. Now, carefully observe here. Nagoba Jatara, Baurampur Jatara and Gangobai Jatara are also being celebrated by the government every year, However, these are not recognized or celebrated as state jatara. Now, that point is very important. Now, for the welfare of the scheduled tribes, an allocation of 12,000 crore rupees is proposed in the 2022-23 budget. Now, other allocations. The government has taken up a massive sheep distribution program with an outlay of 11,000 crores with a target of distribution of 7.3 lakh units. Now, apart from sheep distribution, the government has also taken a program of free distribution of fish and prawn seed in different reservoirs of the state. Now, the size of fishery sector has increased to 5,300 crores. Apart from these, toddy tappers used to get an ex gratia of only 2 lakh in case of accidental death. Now, the government has increased the amount to 5 lakhs rupees. A historic decision was to allocate and reserve 15% of wine shops to Gaud community. This is very, very important from the prelims perspective. 15% of wine shops allocated to Gaud community. For the welfare of toddy tappers, it is proposed to start a special scheme with an outlay of 100 crore rupees. Now, the government has also brought a policy of marketing Neera as a soft drink. It is proposed that an amount of 20 crore would be used for production and distribution of Neera. Now, in Nandanam village near Bongir, Neera processing unit works are going on at a brisk pace. The Neera Cafe on the Necklace Road in Hyderabad is also going to start soon. Now, this point is important here. Nandanam village near Bongir, Neera processing unit works have started. Now, what is this Neera drink? It is also called palm nectar and it is a sap extracted from the inflorescence of various species of toddy palms and used as a drink. Neera extraction is generally performed before sunrise. It is sweet and translucent in color and it contains 0% alcohol. So don't get confused by the name toddy palms. It just said that Neera is a sap extracted from these various species of toddy palms and it's not a alcoholic beverage. It is healthy and therapeutic, and since it is rich in vitamin C, has more food calories than milk, and it fights diabetes, cancer, electrolyte deficiency, and even hair fall. Coming to the services sector. Now, IT exports from Telangana valued at 1.4 crores in 2021 with a growth rate of 12.98%. 3 out of every 10 jobs created in the IT sector in the country are from Telangana. The number of people employed in IT sector has improved from 3.23 lakh to 6.29 lakh employees since the state formation to the current fiscal year. Now, tourism. The state government has decided to develop reservoirs newly constructed in the state as tourist destination as they have abundant natural beauty. So tourism is also an advantage of reservoirs apart from irrigation. So there are a number of tourist attractions in Telangana. A study was conducted after formation of the state to identify potential tourist places for development, and the study has identified 479 places as potential tourist spots. Now, this includes places which have spiritual, religious, historical, or scientific significance. Now, you need to remember here when they said 479 spots, they are not solely reservoirs but all the spots, tourist spots in Telangana. The government is developing these tourist places in a systematic manner and facilities which are required for tourists are being provided. And the most important tourist spot that the government stresses upon is the developmental works at Yadadri Temple City on an area of 1,000 acres, which is going on a brisk pace. To do gold plating of the main temple Gopuram, the devotees are giving donations. After Mahakumbh Samprokshanam, Lord Narasimha Swami will start giving Divya Darshanam. Now, this is some extra points, but you need to remember that Yadadri Temple City is being developed as #1 tourist spot in the state. Now, let us look at various budget allocations given in the Telangana's budget for the current fiscal. 29,000 crore for Panchayat Raj and Rural Development. The allocation for Finance Department has seen a steep hike to 43,000 crore, and the allocation to Transport and Roads and Building Department has witnessed a massive 23,000 crore allocation, and the budget allocated to secondary education was 13,000 crore, and for higher education it is 2,357 crore, and for municipal administration department it is 10,000 crore, and for home department it is 9,000 crore. Now it improved from it was increased from 7,000 crores. Remember, we discussed home department in the earlier video. Now, the government has also allocated 12,000 crore to energy sector, including 10,690 crore subsidy given against free power supply to farm sector and subsidized power supplied to few other sections such as hair cutting salons, dhobi ghats and poultry units, and power subsidy to industries at 190 crore. So, under the 12,210 crore allocated to the power sector, around 10,000 crores is spent towards giving subsidy to farm and other sections and to the industries. Now, you need not learn or remember all the factual figures here, but you need to remember the order, increasing or decreasing order in which budget is allocated to the respective departments. For example, Finance Department got the major chunk of 43,000, followed by Panchayat Raj at 29,000, followed by Roads and Buildings at 23,000, followed by Secondary Education at 13,000, like that. You need to make a list in increasing or decreasing order of budget allocations. Now let's wind up the video with a practice question. Choose the correct decreasing order of departments in which grants were allocated to by the Telangana state government. Now, the obvious answer is Finance, Panchayat Raj, Roads and Buildings, and Home. Now, the budget allocated to Finance Department was 43,000 crore. For Panchayat Raj, it was 29,000 crore. For Roads and Buildings, it's 23,000 crore, and for Home Department, it is 9,315 crore. So, as I said earlier, you need to remember the order in which budget was allocated to various departments. Now, this is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you and happy studying.